What up, though? What up, though? What up, though, yo? Yo, what up, though? It's your boy OJ Simpson. I am
I wasn't ready.
not the OJ, but the OG, baby. OG Tim Wilson. I am here live with the Nasty Boys, Big Ed and Ways, and this is the Ways verse, where Ways comes up with lists that we have to adhere to. And with no further ado, man, I want to go ahead and introduce the fellas. Big Ed, what's happening, man?
What's good? What's good?
What's good? What's good? And Ways, what the deal is?
Man, not much.
What are we doing today, Ways?
And we are counting down our personal top 10 greatest running backs of all time.
Top 10 greatest running backs of all times. And you already know who I'm leaving off of my list.
Okay. I think I know who you're talking about.
And I would like to, with that, say let's go ahead and not waste any time and do this thing that we do. Let's go out to
Cheers.
all the running backs out there. Yes, sir.
Then 7 years old, already stepping out to be the future bright star running back of Benson High School.
Mm. Nicely done. Nicely done. I just picked up another honorable mention there. There's some names I'm missing off of this list, and I know it is because I like running backs. It's actually my
Ooh,
favorite position.
I
I
just thought another one.
So anyway, man, gonna get this started. Running backs.
Get it
New
started.
rule, folks. New rule. New rule. That's what I gotta give a holler to Acorn, who hit me up last week, who said, we didn't mention, we didn't know. The new rule is if you don't say something that Acorn would have said, then we don't know shit. All right, so that's the new rule. So I don't know shit.
Acorns are
I know goddamn
acorns are
well.
nutty.
I know goddamn well that he's going to have somebody on his list that I wouldn't have on, that I'm not going to have on mine. So I guess that means I don't know shit. But guess what? I kicked his ass anyway. All right, let's do this. At number 10, I'm going to go ahead and get it out the way. At number 10, I'm going with the all time leading rusher, Emmett Smith.
Nice.
Good one. Good one. My number 10, I'm going with Eddie George.
Great.
Good,
Big
great.
fan of Eddie George.
Yeah. Um, my
In the
number 10.
pros. Didn't like him in college. I'm sorry. He was
My
Ohio State.
number 10. Ben actually shares a nickname with all throughout this city, this small town of ours. Everybody calls him Beast Mode. Marshawn.
Oh, Marshawn. I like it. I like it. All right. Well, at number 9, I'm going to go with the late, recently, we lost him recently, Mr. Franco Harris.
Ooh. My number 9, number 32 for the Oakland Raiders, Marcus Allen.
Hmm. You'll hear that name again.
My number 9 is LT2, Ladanian Tomlinson.
Okay. Knew that name was coming. He never did it for me, but I knew that name was coming. From Waze. I knew Waze would have him on his list.
Oh, yeah. It was a guarantee.
At number 8, the original Beast Mode, Larry Zonka
Ooh.
of Miami Dolphins, the only undefeated team in NFL history.
Mm.
For my number 8, from the Kansas City Chiefs, Christian Okoye.
Mm-hmm.
I get with that. My number 8, Curtis Martin, Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Curtis. At number 7, it's where my list starts to get tough because everybody left on my list belongs in my top 5, except there's 7 of them. At number 7, Earl Campbell.
Oh,
Mm, yes, I can get with it.
at my number 7, Barry Sanders.
Mm. My number 7, Tiki Barber.
Cute.
He started off with a bad case of fumbleitis, and he got over it eventually.
Cute. At number 6, the late Jim Brown.
Mm.
Mm. My number 6, Eric Dickerson.
Um, my number 6 is Big Ed's number 10, Eddie George.
At number 5, Eric Dickerson.
For my number 5, Emmett Smith.
No. My number 5 is CJ2K, Chris Johnson.
Mm.
Okay.
At number 4, Marcus Allen.
Nice. My number 4, Earl Campbell.
Mm.
Mm. My number 4, Marshall Falk.
Oh,
Oh.
good one, good one. I was looking for. I knew I was missing a name that I liked a lot. That was a name I like a lot right there.
I got a question for you guys now.
Okay.
Uh, First of all, what is your favorite style of runner? You got your speed backs, you got your power backs, you got your short distance backs, the fourth of shorts, the third of shorts, goal line backs. What's your favorite style of running back to
I'm
watch?
a power back guy. I love power backs. Um, I like the speed backs. I like the scat backs. All of that. I'm not a big fan of the dancing machine shit, but I love the power. I always look at it one way. It is first and goal on a 1 yard line. I'm down by 5 in the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
I've got one play. It's the last play of the game.
The play the Seahawks should have played.
I want the guy that can get me that yard.
Right.
It's the play that the Seahawks should have played.
It's, I want the guy that can get me that yard. I love a guy that can get me a tough yard. Period.
See, and I actually like a combination of the power back and the speed back.
I can get with it. Uh, for me personally, I'm a power back guy as well. I am a big fan of smash mouth football.
Yeah, me
That's my play style. I don't care if it's a long game for the other team. Chunk those yards out. I don't care if you're getting 2, 3 yards at a time. Just keep getting that first down and then drive it into the end zone. Beat them into submission.
yeah,
Yep.
I appreciate that old school smash mouth style.
I agree. I
I have a
agree.
part two to this question though.
Okay, part 2.
How does your liking of that type of running game affect the way you make plays with or make moves in fantasy football?
Quite frankly, very little. Um, Late round backs, I might look for my kind of guy because they won't. Even when they don't get you a lot of yards, they are likely to get you at least a touchdown. They may get you touchdowns. What's his Jamal Williams for the Lions last year was a good example of a guy that didn't get you a lot of yards, but he always got you touchdowns. Uh, Carlton posted a meme recently that was interesting, and this guy was on my team that year, so I remember that game when the bus got 5 carries, 1 yard, and 3 touchdowns.
Hmm.
That's a good day for a running back in fantasy. It's not a great day in the real world, but in fantasy, that's a damn good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate them in that regard in fantasy, but I don't really look for it. I don't
Right.
really look for it. I'm looking for the yards.
Big Ed.
You got to repeat your question for me because my phone rang and
Uh,
drowned
how
you
does
out.
how does your favorite style of running or running back style, I should say, affect the way you make moves in fantasy football?
Mm, it kind of depends. You know, if I really if I need the big points, I want them to score the touchdowns. But if I got other people on my team scoring touchdowns, I want them to grind out the yards
Right.
just so I get those extra points.
Okay. For me personally, it's heavily dependent on the scoring system in the league. I'm making these moves in. PPR leagues, you want someone that's gonna have the ability to catch that ball more often. Whereas to a lot of half PPR or just regular old school default leagues, you just want that guy to get into the end zone, and that's where those power backs come into play. Like OG was expressing there, those power backs, those are money machines in the end zone.
Agreed.
Now, speaking of money machines, we're in our top three.
A top three,
Our top three,
number three,
numero three.
Tony Dorsett.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh, I missed that.
oh, I missed him. My number three, OJ.
Okay, I can get with it. My number three, the aforementioned Jerome Bettis.
Mm-hmm. He's in my honorable mentions, actually.
Yeah, but you mentioned him when you were talking
Yes,
about
I
power
did.
backs.
Yes, because he is one of my favorite power backs, and he was actually on my list, and then I had to take him off when I remembered Earl Campbell, and I was like, yeah, no, I got to go with Earl Campbell.
Right?
And that's exactly who I was talking about when I said, "Oh, I just somebody on my list got to get bumped to the honorable mentions." Um, at number two, Walter Payton.
Mm,
Mm. And my number two, Jim Brown.
OG, don't hate me, please. My number two is Barry Sanders.
I ain't hating.
I know how you feel about it.
He just ain't on my list. That's all I'm saying. That's all. I ain't gotta hate nobody's list. He ain't on mine. I'll tell you that much. That's one guy you couldn't count on to get you that one tough yard.
No,
Right.
Just that. He will lose 7.
it didn't get you the touchdown.
At my number, no, he won't. He'll just lose fucking yards. He was famous for losing yards.
Yep.
He had more lost yards than anybody in the history of the game. Uh, at my number one is O.J. Simpson, no doubt about it.
And
Easy.
then and my number one, Walter Payton.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, and it's well deserving, so I can't say anything against it.
He's actually the perfect combination of power and speed.
Okay, I, I'm too young.
I knew he was gonna say that when he said that's what he said. What he said, I like both, a little bit of both. I was like, okay, so he's trying to. I already knew what he was setting up.
I didn't get a lot. I've seen Walter Payton highlights, and that's the best I got.
He was a great back, great
Yeah,
back.
he retired 87. I was born 86, so I didn't get the pleasure of actually watching him in game.
Yeah,
Uh,
he was great, great back.
My number one is Emmett Smith.
Wow.
Wow. I for sure thought it was gonna be somebody else.
Can't hate you for that berry pick now. You know, uh, we got some honorable mentions
That's
Yep.
mentions.
because I've got a big one that just came to mind that all of us missed. But in light of that last pick, we all had Emmett on our list too.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, he's the only one we all had.
yep, yeah, yeah, that is true. He's the only one that made all three lists. How about Thurman Thomas?
Ooh.
We all missed him.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The others that I have here on my honorable mentions, I didn't expect y'all to have because they kind of either niche running backs, old school, like for instance, John Riggins. He's
From,
the old
yep.
school back,
From
tough
Redskins.
for the Redskins, tough grinding back. Um, I don't expect him to be on anybody's list. The other two I don't expect because they're more like this was more like just a shot at your number two ways, and that's Billy Sims, who is actually my favorite Lions running back of all time. Um, and then there's my favorite running back that the 49ers has ever had, and that's Roger Craig.
Yep.
Okay.
I got him on my honorable mentions too.
Yeah, that's my honorable mention list.
How about Mike Allstott?
He actually was supposed to be on my honorable mentions, and I didn't write it down. And by the time I got back to the list, I forgot him again. But yeah, all
But
start.
when you said does fullbacks count, that's the first thing I thought of.
Right?
I immediately wrote his name down.
That's who I was writing down. Him and Roger Craig. Because Roger Craig was I always considered him more of a fullback.
Roger Craig was running back.
Oh, okay. How about Jamal Anderson?
Good one.
And Ways, I'm gonna take one from you. AP.
Yeah, you did take one.
Oh damn! How did I miss that one?
That's what I thought was gonna be Ways' number one.
Uh,
Oh.
uh,
I don't know how he didn't make. I forgot. I totally missed that one.
One more honorable mention. Robert Smith.
Yeah.
short career, but man, he was going to be something special if he was able to keep it going.
Maintain it. Yeah, he was a baller.
Yeah. I got a bunch of younger guys, obviously, because that's all I know. Like Terrell Davis, like Clinton Portis,
Yep.
Priest Holmes,
Yep.
Work Done, Frank Gore,
Mhm.
Edgerrin James.
Didn't Frank Gore pass Walter Payton in the all-time list?
I believe he did.
I believe he did. I don't know.
It's like
I know he's up
right
there. I
before
know
he
he's top
retired.
5. If he's not number 3, he's top 5 for sure. Yeah, if he's not number 3, I think he's top 5 on the all-time rushing list. It's
Yeah.
amazingly durable running back, Frank Gore.
I got Edgerrin James, Indianapolis Colts, probably the best running back they've ever had.
No,
Frank Gore was actually right under Walter Payton.
okay, so
He's third.
He's third. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought he was third.
Still significant.
Oh, that's right. Peyton is second. I thought Peyton was third.
Yep, it goes
I
Emmett,
knew he was third.
Walter, and then
It's
Frank.
Emmett, Walter, and then Frank Gore. That's right.
And then my last honorable mention is Sean Alexander.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That one always bothered me because he went one pick before. It was either I forgot who I thought was going to get him. It was either the Lions or the 49ers. One of them had the pick right behind Seattle, and he went that one pick before them.
More than likely the Lions.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was the Lions.
they've been a top 5 pick in the draft for decades.
But he wasn't like top 5 though. He was like 18 or 19. That's why I thought he was going to go because yeah, he lasted deep. He lasted deep in the draft. He was like 18 or 19, something like that. I think he was 18 and they had the 19th pick, something like that.
Okay.
One other running back we all forgot. Another great 49er, Ricky Waters.
Yeah, I like Ricky Waters. Ricky Waters was definitely
Yeah.
a big 49er.
Did anyone say Gale Sayers?
No.
No, because his running back career was short
Okay.
But
because they also used him as a kick returner.
I still like him. I still like
Yeah.
him. You know, and I'm surprised Waves didn't throw in Christian McCaffrey since we
Okay, I got you.
oh man. Waves, is that our show, man?
That is with one exception. I gotta let you guys know what we're doing next week.
What are we doing next week?
We counted down our top 10 quarterbacks of all time.
Ooh. I already know who my number one is.
Look, I'm gonna just spoiler alert.
Scott Mitchell.
My number one is not Tom Brady.
Mine is Scott Mitchell.
Eric Kramer.
Eric Hipple.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Trent Dilfer on the list somewhere.
But that's all I
Joe
got for you guys
Flacco.
this week.
Joe Flacco.
Cordell Stewart.
Phillip Rivers.
Ryan Leaf.
Oh, all right.
Art Sleester.
Sonny Manziel.
All right, man. We want to thank y'all for joining us here on the Waves Verse. I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. On behalf of the Nasty Boys, Big Ed and Waves, we're out of here. Make sure you like what you see. If you like what you see, subscribe to the What Up Though Show channel, and we will catch you next time. Stay tuned for the finale of the offseason. Peace.